Okay, so I know it's been a while since I have done a video, but so much has happened and gone on, and I just no energy to do anything. But first and foremost, I already told you in the last video that I got sick after going to the beach. That took about 3 weeks for me to fully get over it. I was sick for that long. So later on, my husband ended up getting me a moped, which is a scooter that you can ride around, and it doesn't require a license. So that was for me, and he got himself a motorcycle. Now, I was excited to ride the moped. I had never ridden one before, but I was excited to, to be able to get on a ride and just go places. And when the person who delivered them to our house, he looked at me and said, "It's just like riding a bike." He showed me how to turn on the ignition, what certain things do on there, how to power it up, how to hit the brakes, all of it. He should not have said, "It's just like riding a bike," because to me, it means something different than you would riding a moped. And so, first things first, when I first get on my moped to start taking it for a ride, 3 things happened. 1, I had troubles getting it to go at first because I kept forgetting which way to turn the knob so it would start going, and my brain kept thinking to do it a certain way, and I had to remind myself, no, you got to do it a different way. Once I finally got it to start going forward, the bike lurched forward. I nearly lost control of it. And the very first thing that happened was I crashed into a tree. Face first into a bunch of branches. I managed to hit the brakes, to back up, turn myself around to where I was facing the road again. And when I finally started getting myself reaccustomed to sitting there and getting ready to take off, the second thing happened. I'm trying to ride this thing through the grass, which is my front yard. I finally get it to go. I start going forward. I'm too busy trying to get it through the grass and to the road that I don't realize I was this close. And all of a sudden, my husband yelled, "Look out for the mailbox." I missed it by an inch and was able to keep going. Third thing. So we go down the street, he's going with me, and there is a curve where you go around, and then there's like a little tiny store with a parking lot at the end of the street before it goes into another street. And we had gone down that street, and my husband goes, "We should turn around and head back home." I said, "Okay." I turned around. I started going. Now, when I first started going down the street, there were no cars, no buses, no nothing, just me and him on the street riding our bikes. While turning around and heading back home was a whole nother story. Because no sooner do I start going 20, getting it up to speed, he yells out behind me, "Speed up. You can't be going that slow on this road. People go usually 45 or something like that." And I'm like, okay, so I sped it up to 25. Excuse me, I'm just really tired. Right when it was time to turn, A cat's bus is coming my direction. It's turning. I'm supposed to be turning. It's coming towards me. I'm going towards it, trying to turn as we both make our turns onto each other's streets. When the dude told me, who delivered the bikes, it's just like riding a bike, my brain thought, oh, then all I have to do to turn is turn the front wheel. You're going this way, you just turn it like this, and you can make a turn just like you do on a bike. No, it's not. Nope. So, I'm trying to turn this thing, and I'm still going 25 miles per hour. I lose control of the bike because I can't get it to turn like it's supposed to. I almost smacked face first into the cat's bus, the back end of it. Now, a friend of mine, when I was telling her about it the next day, she looked at me and goes, well, how did you manage to stop? How did you manage to not hit the bus? And I looked at her and said, the bus moved in time. That's how I didn't hit it. It moved in time by an inch to where I wasn't face first in the back of it. And my husband's behind me. He saw the whole thing. And he made a comment, I almost became a widow. That's when he told me, you're going to start practicing turns on this thing in a parking lot where there's no cars. And I'm like, okay. I wasn't bothered by that. I knew I needed help because this is my first time riding the thing. Sure. Here's the second part. So we waited a couple of days because at that point the sun had gone down and I don't feel comfortable riding my moped in the dark until I have fully accomplished riding it in the daytime. So the nighttime is not going to happen. So a couple of days later, I'm ready to practice my turns. So we go down to the parking lot of our church, which is just down the street from us, not that far at all. And I get into the driveway. There's no cars. It's just the building. They have a mailbox. And I'm like, okay. So I start practicing leaning. You have to lean yourself over to turn. I'm practicing doing this, but at one point, I almost accidentally got a little too close to the building. Now, while I'm doing this, the hubby is somewhere behind me on the phone with a friend while he's watching me. And I hear him yell out, Tiff, watch out for the building. I avoided it. Feels like 30 seconds later, I hear him yell, watch out for the mailbox. I was so busy focusing on trying to turn, I didn't realize I almost hit the mailbox until he said something. I finally got myself turned around and I managed to miss it. Anyway, yeah, it took me some time to learn how to get things going. I'm getting better, a lot better. I'm able to ride myself to my women's group each month. I'm getting better at it. And so every now and then my husband takes my moped to go for rides places. Excuse me. I will do a part 2 soon.